We go to the Mail, and the front page, they're talking about tell Boris, Tory MPs tell Boris, spike the tax hike. In other words, get rid of the national insurance tax hike and we will back you. I mean, that seems a bit of a no-brainer as well for him.
It really does. I think people unanimously think that a tax hike at this point is a terrible idea, and at the very least it should be delayed. We all keep hearing about it, a cost of living crisis. Everybody's bills are going up. And to put into context, if this went through, this would, if, say, you earned £50,000 a year, that would increase your bills by £500. But for the very poorest, this is going to be really, really damaging. We know that gas and electric prices going up as well. So it's very unpopular. So the pressure is on. I think the Conservative Party also think it's extremely unconservative to be raising taxes. Rishi Sunak very quiet at the moment. But the other thing was he wanted to raise the tax to pay for the backlog with the NHS. But in fact, borrowing, we've already saved that money, arguably. So he doesn't really need to do it. There isn't any justification.
With the rates on that, it's already paid for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think they're probably going to do a U-turn. And again, at a time when the government is in crisis. And do you remember there was a point where every time they announced a policy, they did a U-turn? Yeah. It just, again, at a time when everything's very wobbly, it isn't great.
Except I'm one of these people that think a U-turn isn't always bad. It can show strength, it can show being in touch with the electorate or the MPs or whatever it happens to be. And I would dare say he could turn this to his advantage, could he not?
Yes, awful April, as it's being dubbed, is not far away. They're digging their heels in at the moment, but something has to be done to help people. I mean, it's not only the national insurance contribution hit, which is £12 billion worth. It's gas prices, and with Ukraine and the crisis over there, it's food prices. Everything is going up, and the Chancellor has to come out with some kind of rescue package. Labour have already stolen a march on him. Rachel Reeves has come out with some eye-catching proposals. So,
what did you think yesterday? I mean, you must have, as a political man, sitting there and he's saying, you're not a leader, you're a lawyer. The retort was absolutely superb. You're not a leader, you are a liar. I mean,
and also a lawyer, quite handy at the moment.
Quite handy at the moment.
Yeah.
But if it was theatre, there would have been a standing ovation, really.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yes, it was a strange day yesterday, Eamon, because we were all expecting the report to come out beforehand, and then it didn't. And I think both of them were caught on the back foot, because Keir Starmer didn't really know how to attack the Prime Minister.
Yes.
And the Prime Minister didn't really know what he was defending. And then all the people sitting behind him, all the backbenchers, were cheering and booing in the wrong places because they weren't quite sure where it was going. Yeah. Back to this story, though, Eamon, I think what's happening here is that the Prime Minister is being held to ransom by his own party. They're saying, if you want us to support you and keep you in power, you're going to have to do what we want. And what we want you to do is be more of a Conservative, and that means cutting taxes. And I would guess that further down the line we'll be seeing even more demands from some of the backbenchers, from the Red Wall MPs, from the old guard, saying, you've got to be more Tory, you've got to do some more Tory policies. So I'd watch this space for things like op-eds in newspapers, people coming onto TV stations and giving interviews and saying what they want doing. I think this is only the start.